So basically, 2 years ago, I decided to go by foot from Rome to London. Così. Who am I? Let's start with who am I. In inglese va bene?
Sì.
Sì, okay. So, I was born in Liverpool. Sono nata a Liverpool, in a city a similar size to Genova. Almost the same number of people, in the north of England. And then I went to live in Africa for a year when I was 18. I taught there for a year. And then I went to live in Scotland for a year at university, and then I moved to London for university again. And then I was in London for 11 years before I arrived. Okay, so everything, this whole story started with the scar. I think, non mi ricordo bene, ma I think about 8 years ago, I didn't feel well. I ate some ravioli that I made myself. I didn't feel well, and a day later I was in hospital having an operation because my colon had twisted on itself, which is very unusual, and if you don't go to hospital quick enough, basically it explodes and you die. So I had a tummy ache, and then I woke up with this huge scar. And before the operation, my life was fine. I had a nice boyfriend, I had nice friends, I lived in a nice house with a garden, and I did a nice job, and everything was nice, but not very interesting. And when I had the operation, I realized I wanted to have a life that was more interesting, more exciting. I wanted to wake up and be excited for what I was going to do that day. So this operation made me realize that I wanted different things. So for me, I started to understand that the people who make these journeys are the same as me. At first I thought, no, these people are very different, very unusual, they are very fit, maybe they do sport very often. So for me, no, it's not something for me, it's for them. And I met lots of people, and they were very ordinary, very normal. And I thought, well, I am normal. I have, quite normal, I have arms and legs and a brain in my head. Why not me? They can do it. I think I can do it. Let me see, maybe I can do it. So I started to think, maybe I can make a journey, just with my legs, with my body, without a car, without wheels, anything. Let me see. And for me, because I like Italy, it was quite logical for me to do a journey here in Italy. And I found this route called the Via Francigena, and it starts in Canterbury, and it finishes in Rome, but you can finish in Jerusalem. It's possible, but you would need a lot of time, I think. And so for me, I decided to do from Rome to London, because I thought it will be a better reason, a better motive to go towards London, because then I will be more excited. Because, okay, I'm going home. Sto andando a casa. So I did up. But all pilgrims come down to Rome, and I went up, which the people didn't understand. Cosa fai? In contrario. Okay, so the journey in total was 1,900 kilometers. It took me 68 days. I used 2 pairs of shoes because it's not because it takes 2 pairs of shoes, it's because I was too poor to buy more pairs of shoes. So I ran with holes in my shoes or shoes too small. Va bene. Alone, I did it alone, da sola, con nient'altro. And I don't know if this is the right figure, but it cost about £1,000, I think. Okay, il primo giorno sulla Via Francigena. Okay, so the first thing I understood in Rome, I was with my friend's parents. The first thing I understood when I ran was that my bag was very heavy. Because at home, I weighed it, and it was 11 kilometers, 11 kilograms, 11 kg a casa mia prima, ma metto ok, questa, anche questa è importante, e poi 15. But I did, at this time, on the first day, I didn't know, non capivo questo. But after 2 weeks, dopo 2 settimane, sulla via Francigena, my friend weighed con una bilancia, and it was 15 kg to London, and I finished. I have another adventure tan there on my shoulder. It's white on my shoulder, and then brown on my arm. And this is my nephew, and I hadn't seen him for 2.5 months, so I didn't realise he'd grown a lot. So I arrived, and I was so excited to see him that I picked him up, and I ran up the road, the final part of my journey. I ran holding him, and he was actually heavier than my backpack. So by the time I arrived, I was like, oh, goodness me. And so when I arrived, we just fell onto the front doorstep. And then that's my friend's daughter who arrived also. And a lot of my friends and family waited for me where I was finishing. So when I got home, we had a big party, and then I had finished. And it was fab. After you arrive in Rome, because usually the pilgrims go to Rome, you arrive, you show your passport, and you collect a certificate which has the Pope's signature on it. Very exciting. The things I learned. I think one of the most important things I learned is about how to accept kindness. Because when you're on the road and you have nothing, people want to help you, and your instinct is to say, no, I'm fine, va bene, no, I don't need anything. But actually, when you're a pilgrim, you do need things. So you have to learn how to say yes to the things. Because when people want to help you and you say no, you prevent them from having that opportunity. They want to help you. So accepting kindness is one of the biggest things you have to learn when you're a pilgrim, because you need that kindness, you need those things from people. And it's really nice because the other people are also enjoying the fact that they can help you with something. And it's a really nice thing to learn that we don't need to learn in everyday life, because we don't generally need things from other people. We go to our jobs, we have enough money, we have enough food, we don't really need the things. But when you say yes anyway, then you create a moment between yourself and that person who wanted to help you. And there's something very nice about that. And you don't get that if you continually say no when people want to help. Another thing I learned is that it's very easy in life for something quickly to change that changes you as a person slightly. And every person that you meet and everything that you do and every situation that you encounter changes you a little bit, or you learn something from it. And so I understood that it's, for me personally, it's not important to know who am I. I think people think that's an important thing to know about yourself. Who am I? What kind of person am I? Blah, blah, blah. Who am I really? And for me, it's not important, because the person I am today is not the person I'll be tomorrow, or the person I was 10 years ago. I'm very different from the person I was 10 years ago. So it's the only thing for me that's important in this sense is to understand who I am right now. I think I know who that is. And not to try and put myself in a place where I understand, where I think I understand completely who I am, because you don't allow change when that happens. I think it's important to allow change because it happens to you, regardless of whether you want it to or not. I also learned that you can sleep anywhere, or I can sleep anywhere. I think the strangest place I slept was in the washing machine room on a campsite, because I went to the campsite, but it rained so much I couldn't put my tent up. So I slept on the concrete floor in the room with the washing machines. I think that was the weirdest and most uncomfortable I've ever been in my life. I think those are all the things I learned. And I learned that it's possible to do things that you think aren't. You just try them. Because the more often you try things that are different or that seem impossible and it's successful, the more you understand that it will be successful when you try again. So when I learned that I could go with my legs 1,900 kilometres with the help of a bus under the Alps, then other things seemed possible. So I moved to Italy without a job, without a plan, and without really enough Italian, if I'm being honest. But I thought it's fine, because whenever I jump, things go well. So now I know that when I jump, things will land fine. Probably things will land fine. But when you don't jump, or when you don't expose yourself to new experiences very regularly, you have a fear that things won't be okay, but they generally are. So, jump. Gosh.